So let's create this property card. So I'll head back to my code. Just put a comment. And to make the body of the card, I'll say div bg white. Add some shadow. And I'll make it rounded. Make it large rounded. And at the top there we have the property image. I'll just add a comment. Okay, so I'm gonna add the image using a div and just give it a height of 32. So I want the image to be the background of that particular div, so we use the style, add an inline style of background image. Okay, what's the name of the image I want to use? Okay, property 2. That's PNG. So let's save that and let's see how that looks. Let's go back. So I'm gonna add I'll add this whole property in a parent div so that it could look smaller. Just create a div. I'll make it a grid, and I want it to be one column on mobile screen, so I'll add that as the default. And then on large screens I could say it should be, let's make it span 2 columns on large screens, and we can also add for extra large screens. Then we could say it should have 3 columns on extra large screens. Okay, so this is a grid. This is a grid div. Just move it up a bit. So I'll copy all of this property card, or rather I'll cut it and paste it inside there. And just add a comment here that says cards container. So let's see what that looks like. Oops. Okay. Let's see this down a bit. So on small screens, by default it is just 1 column, while on large screens it's going to be 2, extra large screens is going to be 3. A padding, let me see, on large screens, give it a large padding. I'll give it a default padding in the y-axis of 10, and I'll give it a gap of 4. Actually, gap also adds padding between these elements. So let's say we have 2 of this. I'm just going to copy this for now, just an example. I'll copy all of this card. I'll paste it again. So we have 2. Then I'm just going to remove this gap so that we can see what it actually does. I'll refresh. Okay, so we have two of the cards, and then the gap is this gap in between. So if I add that back, put a gap of 4, I'll save. And when we refresh, you notice that there's more space in between here. So I'll remove the second card and just work with 1 for now. Okay, so for the property image, I'm going to make it height. I'm going to increase the height. Oh, that's going to be 64. And then I'm going to give it a BG of cover. Okay, so it covers the whole div. Because I want the tops to be cornered, so I'll add overflow hidden, so that anything that overflows will be hidden. Okay, so we need to make the agents. So let's add the agent image. So I'll just add a div, and in that div I have the image and then the agent picture. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we have that there. I'm gonna add a class to this, and then I want to make it rounded. So I'll say rounded full. Okay, so what I will do is I'll make the width and the height to be the same so that it makes it a circle. Okay, great. And then I'm going to give it a position of absolute. I'll give the parent div. You know what, let me just style this for now. So add a style attribute. And then let's see, I'll make the top. Let me see, -2 rem. Let's see where that gets us to. Okay, so actually I cannot see the image anymore. Let me just reduce this a bit, 32 px. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the parent div. I'm going to give it some classes. I'm going to make it, first of all, I'll make it a relative div so that the image would take that as the parent, and then I'll give it a full width. Let's save that and see. So the image is back there, and I want to put it at the center, so let me add a flex and then justify center. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Good, so yeah, it's in the center now. Then I'm also going to add a border to the image, so say border 2, just to give that a border. Good, it has a border there. So the next thing I'm going to do is let's just add the property name and location. Let me just make sure. Okay, so add a div. Let me have a second look. Okay, so just align all the text to the left and give it a margin left. Let's give it a margin left of 4. So in here, I'm going to add the title. Let's go title. Say div. Just make it a P. Text. Let's see how that looks. I'll give it a font bold. I'll give it a gray. To be dark. Let's just copy this from XD and just paste it here. I'll save and refresh. So I have that there. So I'll have to move all of this down a bit. Okay, I can say margin top. So that comes down a bit. So I'll add the second div. So say text, I need to be small text. So text extra small, text gray, but a little bit lighter. So I'll make it 700. Then I'll add flex because I want to add an image to that. So I have the image. Then the icon will be address icon.svg. So let's save, and then I'm also add a text. Go back to my SD and copy some text from there. Okay, just copy this and I'll paste that in here. Save. Let's go back to our browser and then refresh. So we have that there. So let's add a little bit of spacing between the icons. So just add a class there. Let's say padding right of 4. Anyone who use padding or margin, that will work regardless. So we have that already. So we need to add this horizontal line. We need to add it after this. So I'll just call it divider. So I'll say HR, give it a background of gray, just make it light. Then I need some margin at the top and a bigger margin at the bottom. Okay, let's see what we have. So we have that there. And next thing we're going to add is a short description. So say div, okay, we'll still make the text to be left, and then I'll repeat the same thing here. Okay, so margin left of 4, and I don't think we need a margin on the top yet. So for the p tag, I want the text to be small, and I'll give it a text of gray. Let's make it 800. Then I just generate some Lauren response. Save the. Okay, I just reduce this a bit. Okay, facilities. So we're gonna flex this div so we can have 2 of them. Then price and sale button. Okay. Facility. So add a div. Make it text left again. And now for give it a margin bottom. So I said I'll make it flex, and I want the items to be aligned to their base. I'm going to have a p tag, and it should be bold, and text gray 800. And what I want to do is, since both of them are going to have the same text gray, I'll just take this and put it in the parent div so that they just inherit that style rather than having to type it 2 times. So facilities, p tag, and then I'll have, let's say, 2 beds, 2 beds, 2 baths, and then balcony, balcony. Save that, let's see. And we're also going to have the price. And we're just going to add a div, make it flex, let's say justify between. Okay, so in there I'll have the price. I think I can just copy this, copy all of this, paste in here, and refresh and see what we have. So I'll name this price, and I'll just put a price there. So 5 million, and then I'll just put the code for Naira. Actually, we don't want this to be small, so we're going to make some changes here. It needs to be font bold. I want it to be text different color. Then just give it the base size. Let's see. And on the right, we're going to have the button. So let's call it button. Have a span. Just give it PG primary. Just make the font to be bold. Give it some padding on the X direction and also on the Y. I need it to be rounded full, and width auto. So just call it rent. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we need to see text whites to have. So we have that. We can choose the hover on that if we want. So I can say hover, say BG accent. So hover over that, it's going to change. Okay, so let's see our aim. Okay, so we need to add this like button, and then add some margin and padding here and there, and then we'll be done with that. So let's add the like button. or the hearts. That is, let's see, after the agent, copy this and paste it again. Just change this to heart. The only difference is that we're not going to use an image now. So I'm just going to have that off. Let me just comment that in case if I need it. I'm going to add an A tag, then give it the same width and height. Oops. And then give it a BG of secondary and make it rounded, full. Then I'll give it an absolute, absolute position. Let's save that. Let's see what we have. Not this. Okay, so we have that circle at the center, which is fine. So all we need to do is to move it to the right. So I'll add a style attribute here, and then I'll give it a background image, and background image is going to be the icon that will be in there. So image / like icon .svg. Save that. Let's see. So we have that in there. Top. Let me just use bottom. Let me say 20px. See what it gives us. Okay, let me just have a look at this. It's on the same line. So I could use the same method I used here. Okay, just say top minus 2 rem and let me put right. Let's see 2 rem. Let's see what that gets us. Okay, fair enough. Just remove this, make it 1. Okay, so we have that here at the right. I'll just add, I'll just leave it that way. I feel the background is not the center, so I'll just add PG center. Let's see. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just move the card on the container and I'll place it in here. So let me add a comment here. Let's say body container. Then just paste that there. Okay, because I want all the body to be gray. So add a little bit of padding to the div that contains the card. So just here is it. And let me add a margin of 4. On large screens, I don't think I need that margin, so just remove that. Large screens. So yeah, we have a little bit of padding, rather margin. Okay, so let's just make some changes to add padding on this side and at the bottom. So where we have the title, which is this, we could add, we could add some, we can just imagine on the X direction, equals to 4. Okay, so now add a margin on the right and left. And then we could say where we have rent, we could say margin bottom and just make that 4 for now. And margin left, I'll take this away from here and just add MX here 4. Okay, so that will give us a margin on the right, and on the left, in between facilities and the description, we need some kind of margin. So margin bottom 4, and in between this we need margin right 4. Okay, so that's spaced things out nicely. Okay, so there you go. You have the card design ready. So all we need to do is we're just going to duplicate this and spread it across our design. So what we can do, we can just simply copy the properties card. Just copy all of this and then paste 3 of those. Then we'll go back to our code and refresh. You can see the 3 of them there. If you found this video helpful in any way, do hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I release new videos on this series. See you in the next video.